to do, but it seems like we keep making excuses. And what Jonah goes to do is he begins to go in the opposite direction. He does just the opposite of what God told him to do. So now that we're in a place where we all feel comfortable because we can call it Jonah instead of calling it Sean. Jonah goes in a place to where just the opposite to where God told him. He said, you know what? I'm going to get away from the presence of God. And some of us feel like we can do that. You know, there's no mountain high enough. There's no valley low enough. There's no river wide enough to where he can't reach you. And the thing is, Jonah begins to run away. And as he begins to run away, there's something that happens while he's with sailors that's unusual. There's a storm happening. And I just knew that Deacon Pender was going to sing my song. I was in the back with Pastor Pender and I said, I wonder if he won't sing There's a Storm.
Yes, sir.
On the ocean. And not long after I got the words out of he was singing my song. And if I could use as a topic of sermon or a topic of text, I would like to use a jack in the box.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A jack in the box.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And what happens is this is an unusual storm because these are sailors. And they're used to storms on the ocean. But there's something unusual about this storm. They begin to cast lots and say, what is really going on? Jonah makes a petition. He said, look, just throw me overboard. See, a lot of times we come to the reality that death is better than where we are. And it's nothing but the trick of the enemy, but sometimes we got to take ownership for some of the silly decisions that we made. And what happens is they said, well, who is your God? Who is your people?
Yes, sir.
Who do you belong to?
Yes, sir.
And they said, you know what? We're going to go back where we came from. So as they're rowing and trying to make it back to dry land, it seems as the winds and the waves are beating even harder. And what happens is they have no choice. It's not that they want to. It was either their lives or his. And let me make this clear. Jonah didn't just get on the boat. He had to pay to get on. I remember hearing my pastor preach a sermon sometimes to where the devil will have you so tricked that you will pay for foolishness. And the thing is, if he would have did what God called him to do, the journey would have been paid for. Can I get witness out there? So he's on a trip that he paid for, and now he's about to be put off. And what happens is, now God has this fish to swallow him up. And a lot of us are in situations that we have put ourselves into. Can I get witness out there? We can act like we make the best decisions. We can act like we got it all together.